Okay, it's here, the Suncoo laser engraver. It weighs about 60 pounds, so I didn't film myself bringing it into this room. It was a little tricky. But this is a 40-watt laser engraver cutting machine. And let's open the box and see what it looks like. So that's the outer layer off, and there's an inner layer. Look at all this cardboard. This is going to be perfect for practicing with. So you get all this material to work on before you start wasting the good wood. Let's keep going. And just a reminder to you kids, when you're working with a box knife, make sure you're careful. So one of the things that I saw on the tubes was this is disposable. It's plastic stuff. It's not suitable. So I'm going to find some dryer hose. I was waiting to get the package so I can see the dimensions of this hose, but I'm not going to use that. That's garbage. The other thing is the fan that comes with the unit is just a squirrel cage. Again, sorry about that. Again, I think I'm just going to do whatever I can for an exhaust fan, because when you put this thing in here in its slot, it's not a very good fit. So and it obstructs this port for getting at the laser tube. I'm sorry. And it's not that I'm going to be in here much, but when that fan comes up to the top like that, I think that I'm going to want to retrofit that. So what I'll probably do is I'll get a heat duct that's about this size, or cut a piece of wood and mount a heat duct on it, and then have the fan come off of that to just change that up a little bit. Plenty of hose for the this is for the water cooling on the laser tube. Again, I'm going to replace this with a better grade. This is kind of cheesy and kinked up, so straight out of the box, these things need a little bit of work. The other thing to note is that there are two lock screws, one here, right there, to open this door, and then for the laser tube, there's another one here. These are just shipping to hold the door shut, so we'll take those screws out. And here's the laser tube. This is the part you're going to screw up if you screw up anything. The tube is the machine, so be really careful. I'm looking at this tubing, and rather than mess with trying to get in here and get this tube off, I think I'll use this where it comes out to here, and then I'll connect these here. I'll just get a bib or something and put in there so I can connect here and on the other side, and that way I'm not messing around with this hosing at all, because I don't want to touch this tube at all. Notice that the door doesn't stay open on its own. I had to wedge a piece of wood in there to keep the lid open, otherwise it kept closing on me, falling down on me, so just be aware of that. So here we are at the front of the machine. The unit in here is pretty basic. You've got your pots for the controllers up there, and then the heat. This is a cooling unit for the laser, and then over here is the motherboard, and very simple. Some people replace this with a plotter printer board. I don't have that knowledge, so I won't be doing that, but that's fairly simple. So not a lot of workings to it. Inside here, there's quite a bit of revisions that I want to make. This bed right here is really cheesy aluminum, and this thing limits the amount of space that you can cut. You want to be able to cut with open space underneath it. So I'll take this off, and I'll get a piece of steel grate, extruded metal, expanded metal, and put in there. The other thing that I've seen is that, I don't know if the light's very good, I'll get a flashlight, but this is your vent fan here, and it sticks way out. It doesn't have to, so most people are taking this out, cutting it way back, and reinstalling it. So that's another step that I'll want to do. These mirrors, there are 3 mirrors to the cutter, and they'll need to be adjusted, calibrated. I'll do a video on that when I'm ready to go there. And the other point that I saw was that this needs an air assist. You get a lot of marring and charring on the wood and paper or whatever you're cutting if you don't have an air assist on it. And that's just simply a little flexible hose with a little nozzle that points down where the beam hits, and it just keeps the flames from flaring up. So there we go. That's unpacking, and that's the 40-watt Chinese laser cutter. And now it's time to go to work customizing it to make it a great machine. I will do another video on that, so see you then.